Almost a year ago now, we talked about T-Mobile and Sprint merging and what that meant for customers on both carriers. Well, it's a year later, and what's changed? Are things better or worse for Sprint customers, and is there anything new you should know if you're still on the Sprint side? I have word direct from T-Mobile on some new initiatives, as well as some news which could see some prepaid customers become collateral damage of the merger. Let's get into it. First, let's recap briefly where we've come from so we can get to where we're going. 98.3 million people is the number, prepaid and postpaid, affected by this merger, according to a T-Mobile press release from last year. And so far, reports from around the web that I've checked out, it seems that T-Mobile is treating a lot of folks right. Well, except for the elephant in the room, those data breaches. I'll touch on that at the end of the video. But treating folks right means that T-Mobile has done things like offering deep discounts on upgraded 5G phones for Sprint users with them when they shut down Sprint's 5G network. And we talked about how it might be good for prepaid customers on then Sprint-owned Boost that they'd be accessing T-Mobile's larger network, even though Boost was bought by Dish as a part of the merger deal the FCC and the Department of Justice approved. Well, that part of this whole transaction has gotten way muddy over this past year, and I'll dive into what we know so far on that one. So, what's new? Well, Sprint users will see their 3G and LTE network shut down next year. According to The Verge, T-Mobile has committed to a June 30th, 2022 shutdown for the LTE network, which is 6 months after the 3G CDMA network is supposed to be sunsetted. Now, according to T-Mobile, in this press release, they've already moved a third of Sprint customers onto its network, and the company expects it'll be able to move the rest of those Sprint subscribers over by the 2022 deadline. As I reported last year, T-Mobile has been offering some great deals to Sprint customers on 5G phones, and T-Mobile continues to tell us that they're going to reach out to all of their customers who will need a new SIM or device. Why is Big Magenta shuttering that Sprint side service? They explain on their website. To ensure all customers can enjoy a more advanced 4G and 5G network, we will be retiring older network technologies to free up resources and spectrum that will help us strengthen our entire network, move all customers to more advanced technologies, and bridge the digital divide. An additional part of this effort involves moving Sprint's LTE spectrum to the T-Mobile network. On Friday, August 20th, T-Mobile doubled down on their commitment to Sprint customers, launching a new initiative, Sprint Forward. It is comprised of 3 programs for Sprint customers who are in different stages of migration readiness: Sprint Select, Sprint Tshaka, and the more nebulous Sprint Customer Promise. Sprint Select is their new program for customers who are ready to move their entire account and fully integrate into T-Mobile service. Eventually, Sprint Select will be available for all customers, but at launch, they say they've invited customers who can benefit most and are most ready to move. T-Mobile says that Sprint Select customers will get a dedicated team to help them move and offers to make it, in their words, a no-brainer, like iPhone 12 or Samsung Galaxy S21 on us, and planned discounts. Then there's Sprint Tshaka. This program, as you may be able to guess, is for the customers who aren't quite ready to move their entire account to T-Mobile, but still need to upgrade a device, primarily older devices that only use 3G. These customers can take advantage of offers which include free 5G phones after those 24 monthly bill credits, plus tax, of course. For those customers with a CDMA device, they say they're doubling down on their commitment to get all of these customers a brand new device between now and the end of the year. Of the items talked about in T-Mobile's Sprint Customer Promise program, the most substantial is their promise that Sprint customers will receive account tenure retention, which I assume is their effort to grandfather your old plans that you're probably paying very little for and getting a lot, or plans which were deals at one time that no longer exist. That's all good stuff, and with these offers being so new, I'd love to hear from you. If you're a Sprint customer and have taken advantage of upgrade offers and switched to the T-Mobile side, let me know how that is going for you in the comments below. I know we tend to only sound off when things go bad, but please, I'd love to hear from both sides. If they've done right by you, holla at me. If they've done you dirty, give them all the smoke in the comments. So, let me help you with this transition as well. If you want to find out if your current phone will work on T-Mobile's network, you're on the Sprint side, just hit this website. We'll link to it in the description below. You hit that site and enter your phone's IMEI information, and it'll let you know if you need to swap your SIM or upgrade your phone. So, what about prepaid Sprint customers who were with Boost? Well, they're saying that they aren't ready for the 2022 3G shutdown. About 4.5 million customers on Dish will lose service, as the announced date is apparently years ahead of what Dish was expecting. And Dish argues that with the amount of those customers who are low income and with the pandemic, mid-2022 is probably not going to be a good time for them to buy new phones. They call the move anti-competitive in a filing they made to the SEC. The DOJ has even weighed in, with the acting head of the department's antitrust division, Richard Powers, stating in a letter to both Dish and T-Mobile, the division is left with grave concerns about the potential for a nationwide CDMA shutdown to leave a substantial proportion of Boost's customers without service. This is a manufactured crisis by Dish, and it is about money, not customers. T-Mobile Chief Executive Officer Mike Sievert wrote on a company blog Monday. If Dish was really concerned for customers, they would simply take real action and get their customers new phones on time before the network upgrade happens, just as T-Mobile is doing for affected Sprint customers. It's that simple. Shots fired. So, if you're a Boost customer, my advice to you, start saving up and get ready to buy a new phone. We've put up plenty of coverage here on the channel of low-cost phones, even some flip phones. So please, check out our reviews. Now, that data breach. T-Mobile isn't new to this, as consumerreports.org says they've been hit with 5 smaller data breaches since 2018. T-Mobile has set up this page here to keep you updated with information and remedies. If you're affected, you should get a text message from them like I did. I'm a T-Mobile customer. But there is something you should know, and I think it's an important distinction. They say that no financial information was revealed, and while that's great, the information that was revealed was actually worse. If my credit card is compromised, I can easily cancel it, and there are protections if it gets fraudulent charges. Bank account, I can dispute fraudulent claims. I can close the account, change account numbers, then hit the companies I make auto payments to and update their info via their website. It's a pain in the butt, it's tedious for sure, but still relatively easy to do. But what was leaked in this hack is much harder to change and can be used to open new accounts in your name, and that is dates of birth, social security numbers, and driver's licenses or IDs, personal identifiers. Have you ever tried to change your social security number? And with COVID, have fun going to the DMV to deal with driver's license issues. On this one, I don't have any advice for you other than doing your homework on these data breaches and determining if you want to stick with T-Mobile or switch. And if you're staying with T-Mobile, please, please, please turn on two-factor authentication to access your account. But at least know that minimizing the issue by saying your payment info wasn't leaked makes it sound like the most important thing wasn't exposed, when in fact, arguably, it was. So, consider yourself updated. That's where we are in 2021 with the T-Mobile Sprint merger. Let me know in the comments how it's going for you. As always, we don't take it lightly that you've watched with us. I'm Tshaka Armstrong for reviews.org. I will catch you on the next video.